all, welcome to our DIY YouTube channel. And today what we're going to learn is how to install a Ubuntu operating system or some other Linux flavors or any other operating system in our case over Windows operating system. Most of us home users or Windows developers, I mean the .NET developers, we usually have the Windows operating system at home. For our learning purpose, we would require some other versions of some other operating systems like Linux or different operating system for learning. We want to have multiple operating system. What we generally do is we install the secondary operating system and then have a dual booting mechanism where when we power on the system, we would select which operating system to boot upon and then load that operating system. So this is something what we have been doing all these days, and most of us are aware. And there are other multiple ways what we can do, creating a virtual machine on our existing Windows operating system, and then having a virtual machine running over our Windows operating system. It's something like you log into your Windows operating system and open a virtual machine environment and load your operating system. In this short video at a beginner level, what we're going to see is how we can create a virtual machine over our Windows operating system, and then install a Ubuntu latest version of Ubuntu operating system, so that we need not to go through the installation, having a dual boot sort of thing. So it's pretty easy. What I'm going to do is many of you would have known, there is an existing virtual machine usually free of cost, and which we can use for creating a virtual machine over existing Windows operating system. So the one is called VirtualBox. Go to virtualbox.org, download your own copy, download it, click download, and install the VirtualBox software, the latest version. It is pretty simple, straightforward installation, which you do installation like any other software. Just go ahead and install it. To make this VirtualBox, what we need to do, we need to have some couple of things checked out before doing getting into the installation. So what those things you need to have some good machine configuration, so that you can your machine can withstand the performance of when running a virtual machine. So you could see mine, I have an 8 gig RAM and Windows 8.1 operating system and i7 processor, and I have some around 4 cores of processor. If you want to see how many cores your CPU has, just head over to your task manager, go to performance, and see the click the CPU, and you will see the cores over here. So mine is 4 cores processor. So I think it's good to go. So if your system is already very slow, very less configuration, I think it's better to go with a dual boot up operating system, not with a virtual machine, because already your system will be slow, and having this as a creating a virtual machine over your Windows operating system will again slow down your machine and it become unusable. So if your system is very less configuration, better don't do this. If you have a good configuration, at least a better configuration like mine, go with having a VirtualBox and creating a virtual machine. This is one thing you need to check. The other thing, what is you need to check, you need to enable the virtualization. Okay, virtualization by default on any laptops, personal laptops, is disabled by default for performance reason. The vendors, the Lenovo in my case, I mean any good vendors, I suppose, they will be disabling the virtualization by default. So how to enable the virtualization is you need to go to your BIOS setting, and then the virtualization will be by default disabled. You need to enable it. Just check down your laptop model and see how to reach the your BIOS setting. It is different for different manufacturers how to reach the BIOS. So check yours. Mine is Lenovo Z110. There are some ways to go to the BIOS. Just search yours and then just see how you can go, how you can reach. Mostly it will be like pressing F12 key, F12 key, or F1, F2, F8. Some vendors like they have a specific key as well, like they call Novo button, so you can even go through that. What I'm trying to say is just try to go to your search your laptop model, and just ensure like how you can reach your reach the BIOS setting, and then do that setting to enable the virtualization, which you can, after enabling, you could see your virtualization enabled here on the CPU as well. If this all done, so two things: just ensure you have a better configuration, and you have a better processor, you have a virtualization enabled, and then you just go ahead and install the VirtualBox, the free version. So next, like I said, like we'll go ahead and install the latest version of Ubuntu. Just head over to ubuntu.com and click download. Download the desktop Ubuntu desktop 18.04. So just this is the most like a better version right now. So you can just go ahead, a stable version, and you can just go ahead and download the file. I have it downloaded and have copied it over here. It takes some time. Just download it and have it ready. So once you have this two ready, just open your the VirtualBox software. And what you need to do is go to the machine, say a new. So new, just say it's a give us some friendly name, DIY Linux box. Okay, it is going to be the Ubuntu, just Linux operating system. So just select it's an Ubuntu 64-bit. Where is it? Let's find it out. Ubuntu 64-bit, yeah. And then go next. This is where you would be setting the memory size. Ensure the green bar like indicates it's a recommended, like, and you can use until that level to have your system optimized. So have I have for now I have set it as around 3 gig. So something around 30147. Okay, this is the RAM size what you are dealing with for the virtual machine. Say next. Okay, the recommended size is hard. Now you will be allocating some of your hard disk space to the virtual machine. Create a virtual hard disk now. Create. Okay, create a VDI. So go with a VDI extension. VDI is nothing but a virtual disk image. Your hard disk, how it is stored. Okay, and then say leave the dynamically allocated option. Next. Okay, you can actually go ahead and increase your hard disk size. Have a 30 gig for me. I have decided to go with 30 gig. Create. Okay, now you got your that's it, it's all done. So what you have done before starting it, what you need to go head over to settings. We need to do some couple of other settings as well. So on general tab, you can see all your the details what you have selected. Ubuntu 64-bit, and you have given your box name. Head over to advanced tasks. Clipboard is something like you need to copy paste from our host operating system. Host means like in our case it's Windows. So if you want to copy some content from host inside your virtual machine, you need to have this bidirectional. You need to copy from your host to virtual image and virtual image to host. So have this both bidirectional, drag and drop and copy, and then like leave rest of the things. Head over to system. I mean whatever we selected, the base memory is around 3 gig we have given, it is there. This boot option what we generally give when you switch on. Go to processor. This is where we have when you see this, the processor it is by default it allocated around 1 core. So what we have 4 cores in my case, so I would give some around 2 cores to my the new virtual machine. So if you have not enabled your virtualization on the BIOS, this option would have grayed out. So to enable, if you want to play with this setting, you need to have that setting enabled, otherwise it won't work. So just ensure like you have already enabled the virtualization on your BIOS. So increase this and see, go to acceleration tab. Don't do anything, just leave as it is, and then Then head over to display. Leave this settings intact, don't do anything. Let's not bother about this right now. Go to storage. Okay, this is what okay, go click the controller IDE empty and then empty. Select this, choose a disk file. So this is where we need to give the Ubuntu OS what we downloaded from ubuntu.com, the ISO file. So select that ISO file so that it boots from here. Okay, and then okay, you need to have this optical disk at the first priority so that for booting it loads from here. So have this by default in the same setting as earlier, and then like so that it boots from the default optical location. So what we have done is like went to storage. We have just given the our Ubuntu ISO image file over here, and then like let's leave rest of the things and then click OK. So now we have everything setting done. Now so it's time to start the virtual machine so that it installs from the ISO file. Say start. Say start. So yeah, it brings you up the installation wizard. So say install Ubuntu. Say select your language English. Say install Ubuntu. Keyboard layout, leave the US setting. If you want something else, just select whatever the keyboard layout you want and say continue. Go with the normal installation. Have this checked up on so that some default utilities for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware drivers are getting installed, and these things are required just so that you could download the install updates and those things. And the normal installation includes the default web browsers like Firefox and some utilities apps and media players for us. So select this normal installation, say continue. Just see erase disk and uninstallable. Just go ahead with this. It will not erase your host operating system content. It's just going to have our whatever the 30 gig memory what we have selected. So don't worry, select this option, erase disk and install Ubuntu. Say install now. Continue. Select your location, mine is Chennai, Tamil Nadu, so continue. Give a name. My computer name is DIY box, Linux box. Let's remove the virtual box. And then choose a password. I'm choosing a very short password, and ensure like you are giving a very good password. Say install. So this might take some time, so let that get installed. So the installation on our virtual machine is done. Click restart now. This will just restart your the virtual machine what we have just installed. So you can also just stop the virtual machine and then start ourselves. So we need to make one configuration before starting the server first time. So let's go ahead and right click and even close, just say power off, and then go back to settings and then go back to system. You remember, like we have set this, left this optical as the default boot order. So we downloaded the Linux image and then loaded it on the the CD drive, if you remember, on the first step. So right now we have installed it, but this time it has to boot from the hard disk. So select hard disk and go make it as a first priority. So do this, click OK. Now you go ahead and do a start. So our virtual machine is starting. It sends some error message, but it loads. So our Ubuntu is booting up now. Done. So enter your password. So that's it. So you could see the Ubuntu desktop got loaded up. So this simple is it. So we have right now installed a virtual machine with Ubuntu 18.04 version, and then we have booted up the machine as well. So some things we need to configure. What are those things is like you could see the window is like in the middle, so it's not occupying the full screen. There are a couple of things we need to do. So to make it go full screen, just go to applications, go to display. So you need to head over to display and then change the resolution. See, click this resolution, you will get the list of resolution to change. If you're not getting this resolution, you need to execute 3 commands on the terminal. So these are the 3 commands. You need to run it as a sudo. If you are not getting this resolution, head over to applications, go to terminals, type terminal, okay, and then run this 3 command one by one. I will copy this command in the description so that you could take it and run it. It might ask, since you put a sudo on the command, it will ask for the password. You give the password whatever you have given for your username, and then it will ask for some are you sure to continue. Just say yes and install all the 3 things, and then do a restart of the virtual machine if suppose. So you get this, and then you select a resolution which fits your screen. Let me check what is my resolution. My laptop resolution is 1366 and 768. Okay, 1366. Okay, something closer to that. And then keep changes. Go to view, show full screen mode, switch. So now we can see you will be able to see use your machine in the full screen mode. So this one thing you need to do. Now that's it, done. So you have your complete setup right now done. Once you are need to toggle back, you can do a view again here, and then switch over to enable this, click it back so that you could see the scroll bars, and then you can minimize and you can see your the Windows desktop. Hope you like this video. So subscribe my channel if you like this video. Subscribe my channel if you are not yet subscribed. Thank you.